Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I am Sammy Grayson. It is time for more Dawntrail. You will notice this has been pre-recorded and not streamed because my backlog of pre-recorded stuff is starting to slowly shrink. I am down to one series, and then I'm going to be starting the recording stuff back up, and I kind of want to get back into the flow of things. Another patch day has come and gone. I'm actually recording this the day after. But enough about that. That's not why you're here. You're here for story. Maybe. Level 100 in Fate's Footsteps. Let's see. Last patch, visited Treno, fought the Doom Train. Saw that there was still some life on the 9th, despite everything. And then at the very end, Calyx and Halmaret lamented the situation, basically, and also explaining kind of a bit more about how Asians travel between places. Also, Halmaret is alive, which means we still have Convocation members to deal with, probably. Assuming she's not taking our side or some shit this patch. I don't know. She's playing an important role, and we're going to be having a little chat with her on the moon, it seems. From what I can see from the trailer. Anyway, let's get to it. I trust you were able to get plenty of rest? Good. Thought we might take a moment to ponder our next steps and perhaps reflect on our recent journey. It's been a bit since then. I must admit my thoughts often drift to the Mist Continent and our stay in Treno. It was heartening to see the Malala prosper despite the odds, and my own flesh and blood strive in that Leven-racked landscape. Oh yeah, we found Kryle's aunt, who's basically the leader of Treno. Sphene was eager to restore diplomatic relations, and I have no doubt that Alexandria will provide much-needed support for the neighbor. It's going to be a bit of a difficult task to get between the two, I imagine, though. Considering the trek we have to make to even get to living memory, which is still on the 9th. I, too, shall do everything I can to aid my home away from home, my wonderful, welcoming family included. For the time being, though, I'd say we've accomplished all within our power. Oh yeah, also threw together a new little glamour for this patch. I suppose that just leaves the matter of Preservation's research. It's yet unclear how Calyx learned the techniques that he used to summon his Dark Primal. And there's likewise much that remains unknown about the key. Let us hope that Shale's efforts bear more fruit. Can you hear me? Shale and I have been reviewing the decrypted files and have uncovered some intriguing details. Would you care to join us? I'll be with you right away. Excellent. Shale seems rather eager to speak with you all. Come and find us in the Dawntrail lab when you're ready. Uncanny timing indeed. Let's make for the containment complex. Away! To the back room. Oh. Never mind, we're going this way. Oh yeah, I suppose this is the lab where the other lab we explored. It's either in this building or around the castle, I forget which. Hello. Complex right this way. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, this puzzly ass place. Imagine a Resident Evil game looking like this. Like all this futuristic and sci-fi shit. Kind of cool, honestly. I'd say Resident Evil but in space, but I'm pretty sure that's just Dead Space. Hello, I'm here.
You're just in time for a progress report.
Hooray, voice acting.
The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Alright, hold on.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter. While Calyx doubtless received instruction from someone possessed of such knowledge, there was naught to identify this benevolent mentor. I am, however, pleased to say that we found several reports concerning the key.
Good.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala. And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent, so too was Preservation unable to gain a mastery of the prize which had passed into their possession. The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required. A process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree. Yet the key proved fickle. Perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected. The reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason. Serves them right, I say.
One such as Azam, perhaps?
After much trial and error, Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
So, their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity, which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Zoralja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the source. After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
The Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope. Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
One sec.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering or amplifying its capabilities, I believe we ought to remove it.
Get rid of the chalice.
Give me a moment.
What the hell is this? Does vaguely look like a structure from Amarat.
My word.
It's full of stars. Oh god, it is full of stars.
Ishtola?
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory. The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
See?
Now that you mention it, the ornamentation is reminiscent of Amarot.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
It reacted to the Azim stone. Still never explained that. Reminds me of Azim's crystal.
You're suggesting the key has some connection with Azim? A plausible theory.
Is that the first time we've heard his name pronounced?
Prove.
My apologies. Hello? Yes, this is Cryo speaking. That was Ojika with a message for us.
All the way from Charlia.
An urgent matter?
Or is that the other guy?
I'm not altogether sure. Tataru requires our counsel.
Okay.
And hoped to call upon us in person at the Baldessian Annex. Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Charlian, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons. Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the salt.
Guess what? We're going back.
You'd best go. Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you and your Oblivion colleagues.
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the sacrifices you've made for us, for Alexandria. In the meantime, I shall keep sifting through the data. You'll hear as soon as I find anything of note.
Actually, I should like to stay here a little longer, if you don't mind.
She is far too invested in that key now.
You are most welcome.
And might I borrow the key for a while? I wish to study it further. With the utmost care, I assure you.
Well then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expecting us.
Trail to the heavens. enough. Don't mind me just adding a mute function to a thing. Alright, back to Charlie and we go. So how about that Evercold, eh? Hello, Ojika. Welcome back. What a pleasure it is to see you too, Kokoze. Thank you for contacting us, Ojika. Came as soon as we could. Of course, I felt it prudent given how troubled Tataru was. Your concern is much appreciated, as it so happens we'd reached a convenient juncture in our investigation. Shale and Y'shtola have matters well in hand, leaving us free to make this trip. That's a relief to hear. Now let me fetch Tataru for you. Why don't you take a moment to relax in the main hall? I'm sure you're all still fatigued from your journey. You know, I do have to wonder how this is all going to tie into the new dungeon. Actually, no. What do they say? We've actually returned. I still love how we have this gigantic ass map of the 3 continents. And then you have to zoom in on this tiny fucker over here just to have Tyrell on the map. It's like, could they not have printed a bigger one? Because, like, ordinarily, if this were earlier in the series, like, perhaps around Heavensward, I would have said, like, given historical shit, that probably would have been expensive as fuck. We have the Loporits! They could probably print one in a fucking snap. Whatever. Small detail in the grand scheme of things. Why am I being pinged? Nothing important.
Planning your next journey?
Oh no, just reminiscing. Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tural.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Are you glad you did?
As if you need ask.
She learned a lot about herself on that trip.
Welcome back.
Hi, Tataru. It's been a while.
I'm so glad you're here.
Ojika contacted us. He intimated that you were rather concerned. Come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return. Have you not seen them?
Oh no, they were here. I was regaled with many a tale of your Turali adventures. It was only once they departed for Garlemord that the rumors came to my attention.
The rumor come out. Does
Rather
Alize is gay?
alarmingly, void-sent sightings seem to be on the rise across the star.
That's not good.
I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay, especially when you had more pressing matters to contend with. But earlier I received a confidential report from the Grand Company of Eorzea. It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with foul creatures. For a blessing, most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check. and casualties appear to be minimal thus far. Though the same cannot be said for those regions with a deeper connection to the void.
Something's going on over on the 13th.
Their fissures continue to manifest without end, putting countless innocents in danger.
A deeper connection to the void. Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
Eh?
It is. Alphino and Alizé were there when the trouble began, and have since sent word that the situation has taken a dreadful turn.
And you didn't think this was important enough for us to bother with? A short while earlier in Tertium. If you've gotten direct word from Alphino and Alizé, I think it's fair to call it more than just hearsay.
Thus concludes the abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words of the late Dawn servant, Galul Jajar. Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of Tuliolol.
And for Garleans as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish can pave avenues of understanding. It's up to all of us to forge new bonds, together.
Damn, actually calling back to the right. Herod thought they'd forgotten all about that.
Thank you for sharing your tale. Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught us that much. And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
Like, well, anyway.
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolol.
It's just like, excuse me.
But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
They're hard workers, what can I say?
Sir!
And then the void scent happened.
Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
Yeah, I suppose that is where they got in through the first time.
Plutium Squadron reporting in. We're under attack.
Ah. That's what the
Void scent
dungeon
appeared
comes
out of
out.
nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection. Damn it. Is that another fissure? No, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
There's no time to lose! Come on!
And there's no time to waste.
The Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such a threat. Even with the aid of the twins and the Ilzabard contingent, they face daunting odds.
We shall leave for Garlemald immediately.
Thank you. I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way. With any luck, you'll be able to rendezvous with them on arrival.
And there's what we need for our duty support. Withdrawn to Tertian to request aid on the front lines. Joining the battle once reinforcements were ready, but I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. So are we doing that straight from here, or are we going, like, to the docks? Okay. Next main scenario quest. Question mark, question mark, question mark. You know those are the good ones. Two worlds entwined. And just like that, we found ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there's yet time for us to make a difference. Let's make haste for Tertium. And away we go. Sphene has been added to the Codex. This is probably the one patch so far we haven't actually seen her. Hi, friends. Oh god, it's been so long since I've seen Urianger in that outfit. The last time I saw him wearing that was during the Warriors of Darkness stuff back in Heavensward. Ah, Kakoze, you made it in time.
You picked a frosty spot for a reunion.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I to see you all. Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries. Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are two focal points of their assault. The Ilzabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, they appear to have the upper hand.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
Because that was like part of their whole thing in the Black Mage, or in the Thaumaturge storyline, was dealing with that
Which
bullshit.
leaves the second focal point, the Clutium. Eulus and the Garlean community are attempting to mount a counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of Voidsent. They've fallen back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid in securing the area?
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
So we're gonna be short one Kryl.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you. The quickest route from here to the front is via the train tracks. Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
Alright, to the station. Or we can just go directly to the dungeon. Alright. I assume, yep. And boop! Ah, I was expecting Insecure. Oh well. It's taking off now. Alright. Button. started using this for both versions, and the button layout is slightly different. So we're on the other side of the palace. I love how the palace is still radiating evil energy, even after all this time later. Ooh. Speed. Hello, friendos. Alright, I'm in here. I have no fucking idea. These guys. Just straight ahead. Okay. It'd be cool if there were some twists and turns to this first part. Making our way through the gardens. So far, so good. These guys have that one, it seems. Which is not bothering. Doors, we can't. Like, I would normally assume it's some sort of shopping mall. ZA. But that does not seem to be the case.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Hello, Euless. Big deal.
Appreciate the help.
Here we go. All right, first boss. Mercy. What the hell is that? Eye of the Scorpion. It's like a voice and fused with one of the fucking Scorpion tanks, I guess. What are you doing? And again. Oh, that's gonna be annoying to dodge. Okay. That's just... Are we doing this shit again? Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, that was an interesting one. that's just a rare one. No Sienna. This first boss isn't too bad. Oh god. Oh god. And another step. Okay. Second, I thought the arena was shrunk. Okay. Wrong button. I'm just gonna grab it. Gonna try to grab it. Never mind. Okay. It's really on fire. Hello, friends. Mutant orange. Oh fuck, it's clowns. Kill the clouds. We get over here. Always off the beaten path. Almost feels like reverse Lapis Monolith. Except part of the city is actually part of it. Just enough for me to move. Self-sustaining, not doing as much self-sustaining as it used to. Who's next? That is a big lad. What, we're playing Tears of the Kingdom all of a sudden? No chance. Oh, he goes speed. Oh, he goes speed. Ow. Oh, you're gonna be the problem in this fight, aren't you? Basic vomit. This isn't your average everyday vomit. This is advanced vomit. Go bounce. Time for more speed. Looks like he does like 90 degrees. Should be fine over here. Oh god, he's gonna get him. Ow. Gotta hurt. His name is just Short. Short. Again with the bouncy. Most evil of farts. Just making sure they're behind me. Where are you? Whee! Through the tube. Oh, that's a lot of fissures. Zero, what the fuck is going on over there? Nothing over here? Okay. Got everyone. faster. Also because I forgot he did that. Oh, actual boss time. Spidery motherfucker. Malphus. Why is his face a cat's cradle? Oh. Whee. Only feels longer if you come in here with Doom Squad, because they can't AoE and take the fucking ever to kill everything. Okay, this dude's kind of cool. I feel like a bad guy. Okay, so these aren't just straight abs, they're mechanics. That's not bad. Okay. Like, that's usually the symbol for keep moving. So don't stop. Got it. Why did that thing happen? And we don't want that. This guy is interesting. That's right. Dance, water, dance. Uh-oh, 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 moving. Okay. Oh, God. Die faster. Up in the air. Ow. You can see the guy back there. Yeah! Alright. That was an interesting fight. For keeping up with my bullshit. Yeah. Away and commendation. I'm being pinged again. Nothing important.
I think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
It's over. I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
What about my
I shall
home?
close the fissure post-haste.
If you do that, I will be trapped here.
Then fucking leave.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate?
Watch Hewlett get dragged in there with him.
You want to go back? To the void? Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot yet bear to part with the void. If only the winds would blow there, as they do here.
I think I see where this is going. Maybe.
I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
He wants to see the 13th restored.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, You must forsake this aggression. Go back to the Void and devote yourself to its restoration. I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the Void from another world blighted with imbalance. I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the Void, I'm sure of it.
This is where we're gonna get some news.
This soul is imbued with the will of all those I consumed. We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint you. That much I guarantee.
For the plot twist. Nope, he just fucked off. Okay. Problem solved.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
Oh,
Head held high, buddy. You did good.
Indeed. That was truly heartening to see.
Understanding begets fellowship, right?
Yes, sir.
I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
And now that the obligatory dungeon is out of the way, let's get to the rest of the story. Zero and Golbez aren't until the 0.55 patch. You know, the second half. Although we still have a fight that we need to do. Reports have begun trickling in. By all accounts, the XIV contingent was successful in containing the threat on their front. The Void sent to attack in such numbers just as we were finding our feet. I daren't imagine the consequences had you not provided such timely aid. On behalf of my comrades, thank you. Thank you all. That. You now entered the blah 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 blah. A gray presentiment. Why does this one have question marks?
The XIV contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being. Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the Void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald. Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open. A gate which was instrumental in our bid to reunite Vritra with his sister and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
Wasn't that destroyed, though?
Oh gods. The moon.
Oh.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Good thing we're already in Garlemald.
Let us make for Bestway's burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
Do we have to go straight to the burrow? I
We
feel
ought
like
to have
going
Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded.
to the Watcher's place would be
I shall
sufficient.
likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
Alphino, Alizé, please do what you must to keep our world safe.
Do what thou must.
We'll be back before you know it.
A quick word, if you will.
I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do, would you give this to her? Emergency rations, in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the void. She likes dumplings.
Play the goofy music.
We're doomed! Doomed, I say!
Hello.
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with void scent.
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, void scent, and lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater.
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened.
Partially. Isn't there a barrier in place?
They dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion. But she hasn't come back, and we've since lost
never mind.
contact.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
Alright. This is not a stream, this is recording. As such, I think this is where we're going to call this episode for now. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.